bit more about the DCC physical showcase itself, right? The showcase, the showcase essentially centers around a gearbox production line. Right? It can be any production line, but we've chosen to a more industrial setting, and we have brought in a physical gearbox assembly line, right, to demonstrate productivity improvements that can be made from in moving from a lean state, which is non-digital, to what we call a digital lean state in a brownfield context, right? So the starting point really is an assembly line that is already high performing, right? It is already a lean operation to begin with. It uses some of the key lean principles around just-in-time, single piece flow, work cell design, etc. Right? And the idea is to demonstrate how companies can move from an already high performing state, lean, to, by instrumenting up and applying digital solutions, how you can improve productivity further. And the research that we've done at the DCC Singapore has shown that in a brownfield context, meaning you don't demolish your current factory, but rather you retrofit technologies onto your existing line, we're able to improve productivity by 40 to 50%, right? Which is, if you think about it, which is quite significant, right? Because we're moving from a lean state and building upon it. Okay, and some of the technologies and the solutions that you will see are very sort of commoditized solutions like sensors, human interfaces, software solutions, digital SOPs, etc. Right? So if we go to the next page, before sharing with you some of the specific use cases, let me just say a little bit about this gearbox assembly line. Right? You can move to page. Yeah, thank you. So if you have the opportunity to visit the DCC, this is what you'll see on the production line. It's a gearbox assembly line, and let me just orientate you. The production flow goes from right to left. So and there's 3 stations. On station 1, which is on the far right, that is if you think of a gearbox, you have gears and bearings and a shaft and also a box to put it inside, right? The station 1 essentially is the gear and shaft assembly station. So that's where you put the gears, the bearings and the shaft into a package. And this is where we demonstrate technologies like digital twins, the use of automation and cobots in order to improve productivity. Then moving down the assembly line, station 2 is the cover assembly or the casing assembly. So if you look at the gearbox, there's an outer shell of it, and station 2 essentially assembles that outer casing. What we demonstrate here is technologies around intelligent material storage, inventory management, the use of wearables such as Google Glass, some of these devices in order to improve the management of inventory and also productivity on the shop floor. Then moving to station 3, which is the final assembly station, this is where the gear and shaft assembly package goes into the gearbox casing. There's lubricants that are applied, final inspections to make sure that the setup is correct. And then finally, there's the sealing of the gearbox itself, right? So on station 3, we showcase a different set of solutions, given that station 3, opportunities to improve productivity are fewer because it's more around quality inspections. It requires human judgment, etc. So here we showcase digital assistance systems, digital SOPs, wearables for the operator in order to understand the ergonomics of the workbench for the operator. Okay, so just a quick orientation to what the gearbox assembly line looks like. I'll hand you now to Mayank, development manager, to take you through a couple of these use cases and help you understand, what is the impact that can be achieved using some of these solutions. Over to you, Mayank.
Thanks, John. And thank you, Alpesh, as well for the introduction to Industry 4.0 and the DCC over here. Next up, we want to give you a little bit of a preview of some of the solutions that are on the DCC shop floor that John just spoke about. In specific, we are going to look at 4 of these today. The Digital Performance Engine, which is a tool to quickly enable digital performance management to improve OEE and overall productivity on the shop floor using some basic IoT type of technology. Digital SOPs or digital work instructions, as you might have heard about it, to help workers on the shop floor perform their activities better. Looking at workforce tracking system for both physical and time-consumed tracking of the activities that help on the shop floor. And finally, we'll look at one of our sort of a little bit more advanced use cases, which is condition-based monitoring for equipment which can be helpful in preventing downtime and failures.